Let's talk about the hormonal regulation of menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle occurs in the female reproductive system in human, in which the cyclical rise and fall of certain hormones occur that prompt the production and the growth of oocytes or eggs. And it also helps in the thickening of the lining of the uterus to prepare for pregnancy. Now, how do certain hormones control menstrual cycle? Let me explain. Here you can see the pituitary gland is connected by a system of blood vessels to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus produces gonadotropin releasing hormone that is transferred to the anterior lobe of pituitary gland. This gonadotropin releasing hormone stimulates the synthesis and secretion of luteinizing hormone or LH and follicle stimulating hormone or FSH in the anterior pituitary gland. Now, these hormones enter inside the ovary of female body. You can see this is a section through an ovary. Blood vessels or capillaries are present inside this. Hormones enter through these capillaries. Numerous follicles are present inside ovary, and each month some of them begin to mature. But only one can ovulate. Only one can release the egg from the ovary. Inside the ovary of the female body, numerous primordial follicles are present, but some of these primordial follicles mature into primary follicles during each and every month. But only one can ovulate. Here you can see this is one primary follicle. FSH or follicle stimulating hormone enters inside the ovary through the blood vessel or the capillary. FSH stimulates the maturation of the primary follicles, and some of these primary follicles mature into secondary follicles. Now look at this graph. Here you can see the changes in hormone levels on the y-axis, and on the x-axis the duration of the menstrual cycle. And the duration of the menstrual cycle is more or less 28 days. The first 14 days of menstrual cycle is called follicular phase, and the last 14 days is called luteal phase. At the beginning of menstrual cycles, the level of gonadotropin releasing hormone is increased, that is produced by hypothalamus, and this should cause an increased level of FSH and LH. But this is just not the case. Why? During the maturation of the follicles, a hormone, estrogen, is produced. At the beginning of menstrual cycles, in the first 10 days of menstrual cycles, estrogen inhibits the release of LH because the low concentration of estrogen inhibits the secretion of LH from anterior pituitary. That's why in the graph it can be observed that a steady level of LH. Though the gonadotropin releasing hormone stimulates the secretion of LH, but low concentration of estrogen inhibits the release of this hormone. The low estrogen level stimulates the secretion of FSH or follicle stimulating hormone. So, when the estrogen level rises, FSH or follicle stimulating hormone level will fall. You can see here in the graph a steady drop in the level of FSH. After 10 days, estrogen levels continue to rise. As the follicles mature and continue to mature, the concentration of estrogen also continue to rise. And the situation is changed over here. The increased level of gonadotropin releasing hormone and estrogen stimulates the release of LH or luteinizing hormone, and a spike of the concentration of LH can be noticed. This high concentration of luteinizing hormone triggers the ovulation of the most mature follicle. At that time, the egg or the oocyte is released from the ovary. So the ovulation takes place. After the ovulation, the concentration of luteinizing hormone drops again. and the level of gonadotropin releasing hormone also drops. A small spike of FSH or follicle stimulating hormone can be noticed. After the follicle ovulates, now it turns into the corpus luteum, which is actually the dead follicle. So the first 14 days of menstrual cycle is called follicular phase because in this phase the follicles grow and mature, and the last 14 days is the luteal phase because the follicle turns into the corpus luteum. Over the time, corpus luteum will be degenerated because it also has a purpose, right? It secretes the hormones estrogen, inhibin, and progesterone. The hormone estrogen increases until ovulation. After that, it drops slightly. Inhibin is not present until ovulation. After ovulation, it starts to increase. The level of progesterone hormone increases after ovulation. In the luteal phase, at the 21st day of the cycle, progesterone level is increased. Inhibin level is increased and estrogen level is detectable. Inhibin inhibits the secretion of follicle stimulating hormone because FSH or follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the maturation of follicles. But in the luteal phase, there is no need the follicles to mature. So that's why inhibin inhibits the FSH secretion. During luteal phase, the progesterone level and the inhibin level increase, and these results in the decrease in the level of gonadotropin releasing hormone, luteinizing hormone, and follicle stimulating hormone. In this case, the growth of the lining of the uterus or the growth of endometrium occurs, where the implantation of fertilized egg takes place after the formation of blastocyst. Now, if fertilization does not occur, as the corpus luteum degenerates, all three hormones produced by the corpus luteum, estrogen, inhibin, and progesterone, the level of all these hormones will be decreased. So now they cannot maintain the lining of the uterus or endometrium. So the endometrium along with the blood and the mucus from the cervix and the vagina make up the menstrual flow, and that leave the body through the vagina, and period occurs. After that, a new cycle occurs because when the progesterone level decreases, then the gonadotropin releasing hormone levels also increases, causes a new menstrual cycle to occur again.